Hi, this is Jason from Effective Dashboards, helping maintenance and reliability professionals get the most out of Power BI. So welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be looking at 3 ways that you can hide totals in tables. Okay, so let's get started. This is a report you've got here with a list of transactions. Now it's most likely going to be the type of, this example here is most likely going to be the type of report that you're going to drill through to, having seen an aggregated value on a line graph or some sort of bar chart or something of that nature. And this is a list of transactions that make up the value. So in this example here, we've got work order details, and we've got a list of the work orders here. Now, we've got totals here, and some of these totals we want to show, and some of these totals we don't want to show. Now, if we go into the option to format the visuals here, there's an option here under totals, and you can switch these off and on, okay? But there's no option here to switch off totals for a specific column, okay? So you've got the values here, but there's no option here, or I couldn't find one anyway, to switch them off. So how do you deal with some of these totals? Well, there's 3 different ways I'm going to cover. So the first way is if you have a column. Okay, so this work criticality is a column. Now, it doesn't really make sense to show a total at all for this value here. So in this example here, we want to switch off the totals for things that don't make sense. So to do that, let's go in to the list of fields, and we go to work criticality, and we can see here there's options here to show this. Now it's been actually imported into the data model as with the option to sum by default. So you can go in here and you can click this don't summarize. Okay, so that's method number 1. Okay, so fairly straightforward. Now you can also get to the top of the page here, summarization, and you've got the options here to, well, in this example here, it's to count. Well, if I select this work criticality here, we can see we can average, we can minimize, we can maximum. So, okay, so don't summarize. Okay, so that's method number 1. Okay, so the second option is, or the second scenario is that we've got a measure. Okay, now the measure has basically, or in the measure, the method of aggregation is calculated. Okay, so we don't have the option here to sum or to tell it not to sum like we do a column. Now in this example here, we've got another option. So we've got this option here, backlog hours here, that's a measure that we're displaying here. Okay, now I've just added this in here just now and I haven't pressed enter yet, and we can see that we've still got this 21,000 hours there. Now I want to get rid of that because we've already got this as a measure at the top here, and we can see 21,763 hours. Now we're going to use this function here, which is has one value. Okay, so if I just open that up, returns true when there's only one value in a specified column. Now, if we can see here, the specified column is work order key, and here's a work order key here. Now we know if we're displaying a table that shows a list of work orders, there's always going to be just one value filtered for that particular column in the filter context. So if that's the case, it's going to display, if there are any, it's going to display the value. Now that's what, and if stick this in an if statement. If this is true, then we're going to go and execute this bit here, which is going to basically go and filter for the backlog. Otherwise, we're going to display a blank. Okay, now it will display a blank by default, but I've just explicitly said for it to display a blank if there's more than one value. Now, when it comes to total, there is going to be more than one value here filtered, because it's going to be every single value for this work order number that is in the filter context that's going to be aggregated here for this value here, this 21,763. So let's press enter here and we will see what happens. Okay, so that's disappeared. However, there is an issue with this one here. The card has disappeared as well, so that is an issue. And that has one value, is more aimed towards being used in measures that are displayed in a matrix, perhaps. Okay, so let's look at option number 3. So option number 3 is to change the color of the total to be white in this example here, or whatever the color would be of the background of this table. So to do that, we go into specific column, and in here we've got the option to apply settings to. So we're going to go and choose our column here, which is backlog hours, and then we're going to go and change the color of the value, okay, the text here. Now it looks like it's white, but I'm going to change this so it's really just a default value that has been set in the theme. So the theme is set here. We can see that this is a theme here, and within that theme you define what the default color for the values in a table are, and that's really just what that is. It's not white, which can be a little bit misleading. However, we need to go and explicitly select white. Just make sure we've got that selected. Yep. Okay, and we can see that this looks like they've disappeared. They're still there, but they're just white, so the same color as the background. And that's not what we want though. We want that to be white and we want these to be shown. So you go back up to these options here, these little toggle buttons here, and we want to change this. So applies to header is off, that's fine. Apply to total we want on. And then apply to values we want off. Now if we switch this off, it's going to revert to whatever the color that was defined in the theme was. And in this instance here it's great, okay, because it's the color we want. It's this color, same color as all the other columns. So that is another option there. Really straightforward, really easy, just to go and hide the actual value there by changing its color. So hopefully you've got a few ideas on how you can actually deal with these totals in tables. And if you found it useful, it's always welcome if you can give the video a thumbs up. And if you want to keep up to date with the latest videos, I tend to release one every week, then hit the subscribe button and you'll get a little notification whenever I release a video. Thanks again for listening and watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video.